Hey guys, and welcome to Unfiltered with Hallee and
And
Jen.
Jen! Hey
We're a good time here. Um,
guys!
this is Unfiltered, and
hmm
where we keep it real. We say what everyone else is thinking, and we make sure that the women's sports gets the spotlight it deserves. Because if
Hell
not,
yeah.
what the fuck?
But
So
also, Hallie, we have so much to get into.
yeah, like I need to talk about the W season. So let's go
Yeah, let's get into it.
right now. Okay, so even though today's the first day of preseason, obviously this episode comes out on the first, so it'll be like a little of under a week.
hmm
But rosters are already people are already getting cut. But the rosters this year with the CBA is
Oof.
mind blowing.
Insane. Insane.
Like you have Toronto and Portland who had their expansion draft. They picked up crazy great people.
hmm
You have the Valkyries, which is now a power team.
hmm
You have the Mystics, a rookie power team. You have just like crazy teams. So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, I honestly, there's no, team that is coming out to me that's gonna be like, oh, they're gonna like, I'm sure there's a lot of sleeper teams this
Mm-hmm.
year. I feel like not because of last year. I feel like it's so different from last year. But there's like even during free agency that we talked about a little bit, it's the amount of people that left, came back, that went to a different team. I feel like all of these teams are like crazy jacked right now, and I'm just like, I don't know who I need to support because all of my favorites are now on like separate teams.
That part.
Um, a little before we kind of get into this, obviously, unfortunately, teams have already kind of waived players, which is the obviously we're not surprised. It's the teams that have way too many people on their training roster. So two people from the Dallas Wings, unfortunately, Cheyenne Sellers did not make the final roster for Dallas.
Which is
Um,
crazy because that's the third team she's been dropped from.
yes, and it's honestly it's kind of sad, but I cannot say I wasn't surprised. Not that Cheyenne was wasn't a good basketball player. It's just that you're competing against three of the best guards in women's basketball right now. Best guards. I'm gonna use that lightly, but you're also competing against a lot of guards. I feel like Dallas brought a lot of guards in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dallas brought a lot of people into their training,
Mm-hmm.
so it was kind of like a hit or miss best game type of thing. And Grace Sullivan also did not make the final roster for the Dallas Wings. And then, oh goodness, I don't know how to say this last name, but Bailey Mongpin, I
Sure.
believe. Sure. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. She did not make the Golden State Valkyries final roster. Obviously, there's no final roster, but people that are, and we have seen last season people that have been waived have been brought back mid-season or brought back after the spring camp games. But like talk going into their training camp rosters, like let's just start kind of going from down the list. ATL has 20 on their camp roster right now. They brought back their entire like kind of core free agency,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a huge pick with trading for Angel Reese. You know what I mean? And I feel like her, like even though some people there's a little bit of controversy with her going to Atlanta, I feel like it's like a better um place for her to be, a healthier place for her to be. I feel like their basketball really matches what she does as a
Yeah.
basketball player.
Definitely matches how she plays.
Mm-hmm. They had a first round pick to come over to the WNBA. Out of the women's, I believe their first round pick what played in Europe for a little bit. I could
Mm-hmm.
be kind of wrong. But their rotation is set and there are a few open spots in the back end of the roster. Um, which is I'm assuming why they kind of invited 20 people. It's not a lot. It's not the highest number and it's 100% not the lowest number. But it's very interesting to see what they're gonna do, because I feel like I didn't see a lot of people leaving Sky. I'm not Sky. Oops, I didn't see a lot of people leaving ATL. I saw obviously their big one with injuries, and that's really it. They were kind of quiet a little bit in the free agency. Why don't you go into what we're seeing from Sky?
Sky, yes. Well, one, Sky has 18 players right now. Well, 18 spots. Obviously, we have to cut down, but Skylar Diggins, Azariah Stevens, Rakia Jackson, Dejanay, and JC Sheldon. Mind you, a couple of those players are out until further notice because everyone and their mom is hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got Gabriella. She got drafted, and I was so happy when they got her because I think she's gonna fit in.
I think she's gonna fit there perfectly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a complete revamp on their roster. Like that's one, but also my favorite training camp so far and watching their TikToks and all the little videos is the Suns. They don't even have to cut down that much. I think they have to lose like 5 players. They're at like 17, something like that. And I mean, you got Sanaya, you got BG, you got they just have a really good flow. I feel like their backcourt's gonna be pretty good.
And a little like something that I'm just gonna move in there, and it's kind of sad, and I'm sure you will not be sad about it, but we are losing a Connecticut team, and they're going to Houston, and it hurts a little bit in the heart to lose a team, even though they have been absolutely not the greatest here in Connecticut. It is just a little heartbreaking that they're moving to Houston.
I'm so excited.
I'm sure you are.
They're coming to H-Town.
But yeah, the Sun is so funny. It's like BG. I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your splits. I was shook. I was shook to the core. I was like, girl, where is it coming from? Like, where did you learn how to do that?
Like, wow, that was honestly funny. That video had me dying.
That was hilarious. Moving on to our next.
Do you want to talk about is the Mystics while we're on it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My babies.
Yes.
Small training camp roster, 19. So we only have to cut down. I mean, I hope everyone stays on the damn team, but obviously we can't. But I mean, Shakira Austin is now gone.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. We lost Emily Ingsler. We lost a couple people. So, but we picked up some good picks. So
you guys
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I mean, like, you have Lauren Betts. Like, you have Cody. A lot of great. You have Cody. You have Angelo. You have a lot of good. You're getting Georgia back from injury. I just love seeing people like tweet. They're like, there's like something about the Mystics locker room. It's like, this is what happens when you're all literally 20 years old.
Yeah, it's literally
so
12
funny.
rookies or something like that. Like, it's insane.
It's literally 20. No, because like all of them. I think I saw something where it was like one person is born in the 19s. Like
the 1900s.
No one. Yeah, like no one else is born. And I'm like, damn, they're young.
Yeah, they're definitely a young team.
Yeah. A team that I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, as a fan of them, I really was a little nervous. The Dallas Wings bringing in 22 people for the camp.
Yeah.
And with a new coach, I fully was like, this man is dismantling everything that High Bun Ponytail did last year. And I low-key was like, I'm here for it, but I don't think we need another rebuilding year. So I didn't know if he was getting young players. And then we got like Jess Shepard, Manalana Smith. Like, and then we got AC. Like, I was like,
when we got AC, Alicia Clark.
Yeah. Bro, I literally was like, wait, this man is cooking and he knows ball. And also
Hmm.
like I'm very excited. Obviously, it's gonna be really different. Yes, they played heavy guard ball last year in Dallas, but it like almost wasn't guard ball at the same time. Like we were favoriting our bigs a lot. I don't know, like you can attest to this, but I feel like our bigs were like, mind you, we had the number one pick on the court and no one ever paid attention to her. It was always pay attention to the bigs. And like, okay, cool. But I think like they're doing some major moves and they did a lot of major moves in free agency. Obviously, with the idea of drafting someone like AZ Fudd and having someone like Arike and Paige on the court, you're
Hmm.
gonna want bigs that facilitate for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not
That
saying our
backcourt's gonna be
bigs
sick.
absolutely I'm not saying our bigs last year didn't facilitate. I think there were one or two that did, but obviously they got taken in free agency. Like Louisa, who was our better player, is in Portland now. I'm really excited to how he's gonna mix Maddie Siegrist into this lineup because I feel like there's like we all look at Maddie Siegrist of like we don't really hear her name a lot, but it's like we should be because it's a lot of someone that's kind of like a silent assassin. Another team I want to talk about, which I think is going to be like a kind of silent dead horse here, is the Valkyries. And I think we said it last
Hmm.
time. Like the Valkyries are, it's every every person on that team was somebody that was not. I'm not going to say second best to the star player on the team, but it was somebody that was a role player and Natalie brought all these amazing role players that should have their name known to a team and made it a powerhouse. And I'm not saying role player in a bad way. I'm saying role player in terms of Caitlin Chen because she played for UConn. Kate Martin because she played for Iowa. Valkyrie signed Gabby Williams, which in free agency, which is a huge get. They
Yeah.
lost a few deep rotation players, including Tammy, but they brought back a lot of the same team. I feel like we didn't
Hmm.
see a lot of stuff happening within trades, but also I feel like everybody that was at the Valkyries really did love what they did and how they played with Natalie.
Because
You
it's
never,
definitely a six-man team.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it really is.
Yeah, in terms of minutes played, 7 of their top 9 from last season returned, which means their rotation won't probably look too different.
Hmm.
Obviously adding someone like Gabby Williams, and I think I said it the minute like Gabby signed to the Valkyries. I was like, imagine like having to go past VB and Gabby Williams. Like, no, I would never get to the basket like at all.
Yeah, I
I'd be
can't
like,
wait to
here,
see the
take the
defense
ball.
on that.
No, exactly. They had a pretty good number 5 overall pick. That shit is arriving late to the camp, but like I said, the Valkyries have brought 21 players in. They already kind of got rid. They already waived. I almost said got rid. That would have been really bad. They already waived one person, so 20. Yeah. Do you want to give us a little bit about our aces?
Let me talk about the Aces. So Aces obviously stuck with their core, their core. So, but they got Kennedy Carter.
Yeah, that's insane. When you texted me that, I literally dropped everything I did to make sure it was true. I
I
was literally
said,
like, what?
I literally was like, hold on, because I got the ESPN alert and I was like, because I loved watching her. So I was like, no, like, nope, yes, she's back. And I can't wait to see the defense that the Aces is going to have more now because they
Mm-hmm.
already had great defense. I definitely feel like they're a two-way team. They know how to run the back and they know how to run the front. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're just great. But yeah, I could definitely see another championship going that way towards them. Because I mean, like I said, they didn't lose anybody. Like
Yeah.
that didn't like matter, you know.
Yeah.
Another one is the Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
So they're barely cutting. They have like 5 people they have to cut, I think.
Yeah.
Still got Kelsey Plum and still got Derek Hamby, but we signed NECA.
Yes.
And that's a huge one. So Miss
That is
Presidente,
huge.
welcome to the Sparks again.
Brother.
Welcome back. Now
The
another team
balloons kill me. The balloons killed me.
So if y'all don't know,
insert picture here.
Everyone thought she was going to the Lynx.
The Lynx.
And they're not. But speaking of the Lynx, which I'm surprised they brought on 22 people for their training camp.
Mm-hmm.
But the Stud Buds is now just the stud.
Just a stud. Just a stud bud. But they're still doing their Twitches like separately but together. And it makes me excited for All-Star Weekend because they're just going to be together again. Hopefully.
Oh my God. Hopefully, yeah. But they still have Nafisa, they still have K-Mac, and they still have Courtney. They did lose Jess to the Wings, but I personally feel like, and Alana, but I personally feel like they're going to shine like now. But they got the number 2 pick, and that's Olivia Miles. And I literally made a comment, and I was like, she's going to be the new Bud and the Stud. Like,
yeah, you did. I feel like she's going to get... It's a good team for her to... I feel like we haven't seen the Olivia Miles yet, and I can't wait to. Not just inside of basketball, but like outside of basketball perspective, because I feel like she has a lot of personality to her that, no offense, Notre Dame kind of shied away from.
And even when she went to TCU, I feel like she didn't get to be her full potential, even though she seemed like she was at her full potential. I do feel like she grew a lot at TCU also. But like I said, college ball is different. Like, I mean, some of the shit you've never seen in college ball, you're going to see in the W now. Because, I mean, it's not about certain numbers anymore. Like, it's I'm excited to see her. She's going to be a good one. Another team I want to talk about is the Liberty. I don't know how I feel about...
I think right now I'm a little angry. I think I'm angry. I respect the Liberty, and as obviously, like, we got some UConn alums on that team, but I do not respect what's going on. I feel like we chopped one problem and made another one.
Yeah, and like, so pretty much they didn't sign Natasha Cloud back, T-Cloud, and it's very unfortunate. We're going to go into a whole side segment on that eventually, but I hope she does get signed.
Yeah.
But they're not re-signing her because, I mean, she spoke how she felt. And, I mean, if actresses and actors can speak on how they felt on certain things, then, like, so be it. But also, my biggest thing is like, if this was a man talking in the NBA, would it be the same? And mind you, not a man hater at all, like, not like that, but my biggest thing is like, she's done so much for this league. She's a great offensive player, a great defensive player. I don't understand.
I don't.
Let them, I mean, isn't that in the fucking Constitution, like, right of speech or something? Like,
here's the thing. Here's my thing is, and I'm, like, saying this hypothetically, like, if, obviously, everybody knows the whole thing with Rukia Jackson. If her ex-boyfriend were to be let out of jail and all the charges dropped, we're just going to let him play because he's a man and he's good at football.
And he has not been cut, by the way.
No, he's not even off the training roster, so I don't want to hear it. Like, it's BS.
It's like shit like that irritates me. That's like, dude, like, some of the shit that Kawhi Leonard used to say, some of the shit that Chris Paul used to say, some of the shit that LeBron used to say, never got canceled. But Tasha's speaking fucking pure stuff. And look what's happening to her. And
like, that's ridiculous.
CBA got passed. And guess what? She was speaking up for everybody.
Yeah.
She has a right to feel the way she felt.
It's just such a sad situation. And I like that. Well, I mean, from what she has shared with us, obviously, she's not going to share a lot. But, obviously, it doesn't seem like she's disheartening. It doesn't seem like she's changing. I I think Courtney and T kind of touched upon it a little bit on their Twitch stream the other day. Like, T was like, she was one of the best teammates that she could possibly have. It's not like this person is a bad person. It's not like this person is going around touching girls or something. This person is talking about what she always. It's nothing new. It's not like, oh my god, like,
it's her basketball.
here she goes again. It's her. And also, the job is to play basketball. The job is not to run your mouth. So even if she's running her mouth, who cares? She's good at basketball.
She's still playing basketball.
Yes.
And still playing at 100%.
Yeah.
So,
another
that's
team.
Very frustrating.
No, so frustrating. Another team that, like, I don't know. It's another team that I just feel like is on the rocks a little bit is the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, which is no surprise there. Their top priority was to sign her back, obviously. I didn't hear any like rumors of her wanting to leave, so I wasn't surprised when they signed her back. I know there was a little drama between some things and last season. Obviously they brought back Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham. With free agency, they got Tyesa Harris, which broke my Dallas Wings heart because I just wanted to see her play. I really just wanted to see. I feel like she was made for Dallas, and obviously, it's kind of sad. And thank you, Fever, from the bottom of my heart for. You'll never hear this come out of my mouth again for taking MHA.
You just do not like her. It is so funny.
It's not that I do not like her. It's the fact that. All nice comments here, but you know what?
We may be unfiltered, but we don't want to be canceled, so thank you.
But here's the thing: maybe we didn't give her a chance. They played under Ponytail together last year. Maybe that's why she didn't play the best.
Honestly, though, I think that's a big thing with the Wings is I feel like we didn't get to see everyone's potential because he wanted. I mean, at one point, I'm pretty sure I saw Paige playing like she was a freaking post at one game, and I was like, "What the hell is happening?"
No, Paige probably did.
When it comes to like anything with the Wings last year and the players, I can't wait to see the new teams that they are going to because I do feel like they're going to reach their full potential. Being able to coach under someone that is, I mean, the Fever coach, hello.
Yeah.
So, I do think it may be a good move for her, honestly.
But let's talk about it. I know people are mad about Raven Johnson going to the Fever.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly mad about it. I think
she's
gonna light a fire under her ass.
Like crazy. Like, if you go to the Aces, the Lynx, and the Fever, you have good bets. And on top of that, she's like, they didn't have very many picks. I think she was like, the only pick they had. I don't even remember. But,
well, don't forget, she got picked by who I believe was the Valkyries. And then the Valkyries traded with her. Oh, no. I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about Flage.
Because Flage was supposed to go to Valkyries, and then she went to Seattle. Who's another one I'm excited about? Let's talk about Seattle.
God, Seattle gives me heart palpitations, I think.
So like, Seattle really took our bud from the stud. They are, I don't know. I was hoping Gabby was going to stay, but then I love Gabby going to the Valks. Don't get me wrong about that. But yeah, no, I think they're going to do really good. They look like they're having a good time this year in all their stuff. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, no, we got Flage, we got Awa, we got, some young blood on there, and I'm excited.
It's another young team. Another young team.
Let's talk about the expansion teams, though. Let's talk about Toronto and Portland.
Yes, absolutely. We don't know much about them. Obviously, they picked up a lot of pretty good players.
That's another 6-man. I feel like Portland's another 6-man team. Yes. And I feel like Toronto, came in, knew what the hell they wanted, and went with it. Well,
See,
I think
the
both
thing
of them did.
about yes, I think the thing about what we're gonna see with Fire is I feel like, and I think I said this to you when they picked up Nika Mule, this Fire team is basically a really big um team for our Europeans that are coming in with a little bit of Americans. But you know what? I'm not opposed to that because it's like, yes, let's get Euroball a little bit more recognition for what they're doing.
Because they're all year. They're
Exactly.
going
And I
all year.
think, yeah, they have an extremely young group there, the Fire. There's only two 30-year-olds in camp, and there are 3 players with more than 4 years of experience. So it's going to be interesting to see how committed they are to the players. And we heard, like, the coach kind of already talk about it. And let's just talk about, I don't know if you saw, I think you did. I wouldn't doubt it. But they had makeup teams at their media day. They had like all these things. They're like we're gonna get Nico Mule back in shape, which
The
I'm like,
sneak peeks were great.
oh
I loved them.
yeah, like they picked up a Spanish guard for the number 7 overall pick. But she's not playing in the WNBA this season because she will be in Europe in the summer. Which, okay, understandable. You have a commitment. How are you feeling about Tempo though?
Tempo. Well, the Mayberry sisters are together,
I love it.
and you got our girl Slim,
Hmm.
and I'm loving the videos she's posting. Those are
Yes.
hilarious. But I'm excited. This is our first team that's not in the U.S., so
Hmm.
it's gonna be interesting. I feel like I'm pretty excited to see the new expansion teams because
Yeah.
I was excited about the Valks last year and
Hmm.
everything they're doing. So, and the way they went, I'm excited to see how this is gonna go. Okay, so next question though for you: who do you see being a power team? You cannot say Dallas.
No, okay. So you know what? I kind of put some thought into this. So we're gonna do a little bit of like a little too early season rankings. So I mean, you can go back and forth with me as we talk about it. And obviously, I had to talk to Jim about this a little bit and get his opinion.
We love Jim. Jim is Jen's dad.
Hmm.
He's
And
gonna hop on an
he
episode.
gives his 2 cents no matter what. So
Can I also say, Jim, we need to get him a shirt. But Jim watched the whole W draft with us.
he did. And he was like this is awful. Like he gets way too into it. And also I didn't tell you I got him a Dallas Foot Around and Find Out shirt. So he better look like Jim Fudd out there.
I'm dead.
So the first team that I have for way too early ranks, currently leading at number 1 is the New York Liberty. Obviously, people are probably gonna be in our comments or being like, "What about the Aces?" Chill on me. Chill on me about the Aces. But they have the best combination of talent. Looking at where we're coming from, they have spacing. They have lineup versatility with Brandon Stewart. Like they're giving them they have so much size, and then they have Sabrina, who's a vet, coming in with high level offense and shooting. Like they can go big, they can go 5 out. They don't necessarily have a weak defensive link. Obviously not having Cloud there is gonna hurt them a little bit, but I don't necessarily think it's gonna put them in a drought.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you can tell me if you agree or not. I have the Las Vegas Aces sitting on number 2.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, they are still the standard until proven otherwise this season. Like they have Asia Wilson, who is the most dominant two-way player in the league, and Chelsea Gray controls the tempo better than anyone else. Obviously we knew they weren't going to leave. We knew they were going to get re-signed to the Aces. The slight dip they have compared to other teams is that they really don't have a lot of gap to work with within the roster. Um, Next, I have our Minnesota Lynx. And this was a little brave one for me, considering I feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like they have a lot coming back, but I feel like they also lost a lot. They have the most balanced kind of roster, even though they did lose a lot of people. They have the most balanced roster, top to bottom. With Fee, she anchors both ends, and Kayla, she really stretches the floor. No matter where she is, and she proved that when Fee was out last year,
Yeah.
that she belongs to be on the court with everybody else. We have Howard. She covers great defense, obviously, and bringing in Olivia Miles, a true point guard, as Kathy said, not Kathy, Cheryl. As Cheryl, I don't know why. Oof, that's an insult. As Cheryl said, like, no offense to Courtney, but Olivia Miles is the truest point guard that Minnesota Lynx had in a while. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now this is, I don't know if you want to agree with me on this one. I don't know if you want to kind of testify against it. Sitting at number 4, I have the Dallas Wings.
Okay.
They have the highest offensive ceiling in the league between Paige Beckers, Arike, and AZ5. Like, they create impossible defense decisions, and this is something that we want to see from the Wings. Obviously, we want to see better, like, defensive play, better plays around players that need to have plays around them. But they were the worst 3-point shooting team in the league last year.
Which is crazy to me.
Well, because one person was shooting. Like,
yeah.
The issue is the other end. Perimeter defense and role clarity will decide if if they are a contender. Obviously, looking at what Jose is talking about in his interviews, it looks like he is pretty clear on what he wants. He's giving Gino. He's giving, this is how I want it to go. These are my leaders. And this is what's gonna happen. So I'm not kind of shocked. I'm not scared, but it is just a contender of hey, is this a solid team, or is this going to be another building year? At number 5, we have Atlanta Dream. They have the most physical, imposing front court between Angel Reese, Brianna Jones controlling the glass, and Ryan Howard carrying the scoring load. I feel like they're going to have a lot of ugly wins, maybe a little bit of upsets to certain higher teams. But I believe like they do play big ball, so it's going to be a little concerning when spacing comes into play, and maybe a little bit of a pace change.
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting at number 6, we have Indiana Fever. They confuse me because sometimes I feel like their entire system is built on Caitlin Clark and around Caitlin Clark, and sometimes I don't necessarily think it does. But if Caitlin Clark is having an off shooting day and your system is built around her, then what the hell is the rest of your team doing?
Also, the team proved last year, though, that they can do it without her.
Exactly.
To a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
And also, over half their team, was injured.
Exactly. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is hard to guard. I'm not going to say she's not. She's a pretty good shooter, but we're going to talk about Aaliyah Boston. Like, being a stabilizer inside the paint for them, I feel like they really used her to a higher power when they didn't have Clark.
Yeah.
They were really successful in the paint. So maybe, like, I understand, yes, Caitlin Clark is a great 3-ball shooter. Like, that is what she does. I'm not going to necessarily sit here and be like, Caitlin Clark is a point guard. I don't think she is. I mean, it's kind of giving, I'm not going to compare 2 different players, but it's giving, that's like putting Paige Beckers in a box and saying Paige is only a 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would be a lot better on off ball if you get a real true point guard, like a smaller player, but obviously it's a little different. Their ceiling really depends on whether their role players are consistent enough in the space up floor.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that one. Especially just the way, like I said, their whole team was injured last year. They still figured out how to make it work. Like, So I could definitely agree with you on that one.
Number 7, we have Mighty Mercury. And they run deep through Alyssa Thomas. Wow, I just had a stroke. They run deep through Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Cooper. I feel like they're one of the biggest, besides the Aces, they're pretty experienced. They have a pretty good vet lineup coming through. They're tough experience. But I think, again, another team that's limited by spacing and tempo. I feel like that's another slower team that, like, because they are a little bit more experienced and a little bit vet like. When they play a team like the Washington Mystics, who are quick feet 20-year-olds, what is going to happen?
Yeah, I agree on that one too.
Number 8, we got Seattle Storm. Their traditional roster. We don't really see much coming. It's another developmental year, I think, for the Storm. I feel like they lost a lot and they gained a lot. So, I think right now, they're not thinking about completely winning everything. I think they're thinking about how are we going to build this roster, our team. So I think just kind of like last year with the Wings, it's a developmental team. And nothing's wrong with that. 9, we have the Chicago Sky. This roster has their pieces, but it kind of lacks a clear offensive engine. And without perimeter control, where's our consistency? And I feel like we saw that a little bit last year of not a lot of consistency within the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Wow, talking a lot here. I'm getting there, Hallee.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, read 10 through 14.
Okay. So, she said read 10 through 14. All right, so we have Los Angeles Sparks. I feel like they're a pretty dominant team, but again, we don't have the same roster as last year. We lost people. We're getting new people. I personally feel like we need better guards. All we have is what, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
I think barely, yeah.
And then let me talk about my Mystics. They definitely are going to be the younger team to beat. They're going to be the rookie team. They're going to be that team that, one, a lot of the players are shorter, on the shorter side. And I love short guards, because they play so different. And the fouls that they can get called off them, it makes me so happy because
I'm excited to see Rory play for the Mystics.
God, I know. When Rory Harmon got drafted, I literally called you so quick because we already hung up at that point. And I was like, guess what? But this is definitely going to be a development year for them. Can't wait to see, because literally that team for the next 2 years is going to be rookie contracts. Because you still have last year's rookie contracts and now this year's rookie contracts. So that's definitely going to be a pretty guard team, in my opinion. The Connecticut Suns, they got some big ass defensive players on their team. BG period is a freaking screen.
Yeah, a BG screen is like putting you back into 5 years later.
I literally felt so bad for Sony.
Twice.
Because she ran it in Unrivaled, and I think we were at that game.
Yeah.
And then she ran into her last year. So that was awful. But I'm excited to see that. And especially what they can do without Marina there. What game are they going to play? Because Marina was very much a leader on that team. So I'm excited to see Sanaya step up and everything like that.
Yeah, me too.
Now, Golden State Valkyries. They're an expansion team, so they're still having to get themselves in check, but they proved last year that they can go far.
Yeah.
So, just like last year, it was too much of, all right, we're waiving this person. All right, we're bringing this person back. All right, we're waiving this person. Because you have I think it's a 7-day, once you get waived, you can't come back. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was, but it was like something like that. And I was like, so we have to wait 7 days for them to get signed again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why? Because
Like,
that's not
what's
what I
going
want
on?
to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why do we have to do this? And then the next one we have is Portland Fire. That's a new team, but I feel like that team. I don't know. I'm excited to see like
I'm
just
excited. I
hearing
think
the
they're gonna
new.
be a dark horse.
I do too, because they have so many defensive players
Mm-hmm.
that play really good offense.
Exactly.
So I mean, you have. I mean, I'm just excited about all
I'm
these.
excited. I think no matter what, it's gonna be a nail biter. It's gonna be like a, oh my god, who's gonna win this game? Like, I think I'm a
Mhm.
little excited as a Dallas fan. I'm not gonna go into every game being like, oh, I gotta watch this Dallas team.
Yeah. Um. Hold on, because I'm looking at the score right now. The scores. So damn.
What?
So Sky and Mercury. Mercury's 36, Sky's 27, and then Fever 74, Liberty 68.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, Kelsey Mitchell's got 18 points. What's new?
No, for real.
Fucking silent assassin. So, but yeah, no. So I'm like I said, I'm super excited to see
Mm-hmm.
this season. They made some power teams with the new CBA, being able to actually pay their players, actually being able to build a team
Mm-hmm.
that it's not just a bunch of like bigs or it's not just a bunch of guards. Like it's literally finally. I think the Wings are going to be great this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like once Rike comes back, like I think she should be back actually by now.
She should be back
But
soon, right? Yeah.
yeah, and like all that, like and Shakira Austin whenever she gets back and everyone gets back, I'm so excited to actually see like.
Mm-hmm.
So rosters come out on the 7th of May, I'm pretty sure. So we'll obviously go back into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
Hallie, you know something that I cannot wait for?
what?
The Women College World Series for softball.
I'm so excited.
I literally cannot, even though like it's not like we have no idea really what's going on. I'm so excited just because as a softball player, as someone that's been watching softball for her entire life, I have never seen a more competitive season than there is right now. And I think we should just kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's
Okay, so if you're not familiar with the rules of the Women's College World Series, it's kind of changed a little bit. If you don't watch it regularly, the NCAA has expanded it to 32 seeded teams. So we're gonna have a much longer tournament than we usually have, because usually it just goes super super fast. This year, it affects matchups, reduces chaos up on top of making mid-tier teams more dangerous. So
mm-hmm.
it's kind of like March Madness. Like, yes, they're still going to be playing in a bracket style, but it's not just bumping out certain teams. I know, from what I know, it's going to be double team play, so it's double elimination. So you lose a game, you still have a chance. I'm excited because there's no there hasn't been a set number one team this whole season. It's been fluctuating,
Mm-mm.
obviously, between our tops. It's been fluctuating. The 2026, the World Series is really going to come down to who's on this team, the
Mm-hmm.
stamina, and the teams that matter all win it in different ways, and separating pitching depth and not just star power, because I think we saw that last year. We saw a lot of. It was more of like a pitching game
It was.
between Texas Tech and Texas than it
Yeah.
was anybody else. Right now, sitting at number one is the Oklahoma Sooners. They did take back their number one spot. And this is all based on record, and kind of who they're playing right now. Number two is Alabama. They have been pretty much sitting at number two. They've been camped at number two. Someone that has been kind of climbing up the wall with Jordy Ball as their pitcher right now, as a senior, is Nebraska. They're a pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
solid team. I don't see. I'm not trying to get canceled, but I don't see them as a championship qualifier team right now. I don't think their hitting is as strong as they need to be. Kind of shocking right now. Texas is sitting at number 4. They did go down from 3 to 4. They kind of switched with Nebraska. Texas has kind of had a little bit of a losing streak right now.
Which is kind of crazy to me.
It is kind of crazy. I
But
don't
their
know if it's
defense has not been good.
no. Another one who has kind of been in a losing streak, which is kind of shocking, is Texas Tech. They did drop down from 3 to 5, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they're overusing their $1 million arm baby, but I think Texas Tech is a sleeper team that are gonna come to the tournament wanting to redeem themselves from what happened last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, then we kind of have our fire team in UCLA. I think it would be insane if UCLA softball wins the whole thing, and then UCLA just rules the world at this point in women's sports.
I could see it
They
though.
The only thing I am concerned about with UCLA is they are a home run hitting team. You do not see a lot of singles, doubles, triples coming out of them. They are all bigger girls. They all mostly hit home runs. They have they have pretty great defense, but it fluctuates here and there. So I would want to see them play a team like Oklahoma and see if we can get a little bit more out of them. A little bit of small ball, because I feel like this year small ball in terms of bunting and slapping is much bigger in the game than it has been in the last couple years.
I noticed that at the end of last World Series. We were doing that. I've
Yeah.
noticed that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, sitting at 8, 9, and 10 is Florida, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. Texas A&M, I'm telling you, I don't think we can sleep on them. They came up from 15 to 10
Yeah.
in the rankings.
You know
They're
who I think is
eating.
another sleeper though?
Who?
Oklahoma State.
Yes,
The
I agree.
Cowgirls. I
I
think they're.
agree.
I was watching one of their games and I was like,
Mm-hmm. I think it's
yeah.
going to be very interesting. I think we have in the top 10 at least, there's a lot of hungry senior classes here.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. We're probably going to talk about it a little bit more in the upcoming weeks, because there is really no bracket out right now.
Yeah.
We're coming on towards the end of the season, but I'm super excited. I feel like this is going to do the stories that these teams have already brought to light for the softball season has been absolutely insane, and I think this College World Series is going to be so different than what we've seen in the past, especially with the new rules changed.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because I remember last year, I think I turned to my dad and I was like, I don't think I could have played this many games in a 2-week notice. Like, and I think, again, I think it's a little unfair. I understand you're trying to crunch everything into one, but I do not think, obviously, you want to throw your star arm
Yeah.
here, but you don't want to hurt these players.
Mhm.
So I think, like,
I think you can tell they were tired. You can tell that
yeah.
you knew, like, especially at the end, like,
I'm hoping with these new rules change and adding more teams, it gives some of these other teams breaks because these other teams are playing. So it's going to be like an on and off system.
all right, guys. Well, we're gonna cut this episode here. We have more to talk about next week, so make sure you hop on.
Mm-hmm.
We are on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and make sure you follow our new TikTok because we're gonna be doing all kinds of shorter clips that we don't put in here. So make sure you follow, like, rate, review, all of it, and we'll see you next week.
Heck yeah, remember to stay unfiltered, guys.